Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My respected sisters in Islam, by the name of Allah, the All Compassionate, All Merciful. I hope you all are well and are protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and your family and your daily life. Inshallah ta'ala, with the blessings of Allah. Ameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This dunya, my sisters, is a glamour that distracts us from our daily ibadat, al-asqar, salah. The Shaytaan distracts us, whispers into our ears, oh, we've got plenty of time to pray and do asqar, remember Allah. But, my sisters, we have to realize that we cannot fall into the trap of shayateen, because life is too short and we will not have much time. So we must be very careful for our salah, to pray 5 times a day, not to get so much busy in this dunya that we forget the akhirah. Then we'll be too late. Pray to Allah, my sisters, before they pray upon us. Remember that salah is the key to the doors of Jannah. If we lose our keys, how will we will be able to open the doors of Jannah to enter it? May Allah guide us all to the straight path. Ameen. Today's topic, my sisters, is contemplate these prophet sayings. If Allah loves a person, He tests him. Whoever is pleased, for him there is pleasure, and whoever is angry upon him, there is the punishment of Allah. The most harshly tested people are the prophets, followed in succession by those who are best after them. A man is tested according to his religion. If his religion is strong with him, his tests will be more intense. If his religion is weak with him, he will be tested according to the level of his religion. Allah's slaves will continually be tested until he is left to walk on the earth without a mistake to have to account for. Wonderful is the situation of the believer. All of his affairs are good for him, and this is only for the believer. If good health befalls him, he is thankful and happy, and that is good for him. If harm afflicts him, he is patient, and that is good for him. And know that if the entire nation were to gather upon benefiting you with something, they would only benefit you with something that Allah has already written for you. And if they were to gather upon harming you with something, they will only harm you with something that Allah has already written for you. The righteous ones are tested first. The best of them, then the next, and so on. The believer is like a tiny branch. The wind blows it to the right and to the left. The key to happiness. If you know Allah, the Exalted, and worship Him, you will have found happiness and peace, even if you are living in a hut made of mud. But if you deviate from the true path, your life will truly be wrenched. Even if you are living a life of luxury and comfort in a large mansion. If this later case applies to you, then you do not have with you the key to happiness. And we gave them the treasures, that of which the keys would have been a burden to a body of strong men. Let us go back and take a glimpse at how one of the Prophet's companions would spend his day. Ali ibn Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, who was married to Fatima. May Allah be pleased with her, the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Woke up early one morning with his wife and searched for food. But there was nothing in their humble home to be found to eat. This occurred on a bitter cold day of winter. So Ali put on some warm clothes and left. He searched through all the places of the city, and finally he remembered a Jew who owned a garden. When Ali reached the garden, the Jew said, "O Arab, come and harvest the dates for me, and for each large bucket that you fill, I will give you a single date." And so he worked for a period of time until his hands started to hurt and his body ached. He took the paltry number of dates that he earned that day and went to the Prophet to share them with him, with whatever was left over. He and Fatima sustained themselves for the rest of the day. This was their life, yet what may seem to be a contradiction to the material-minded person is that their homes were replete with illumination and happiness. Their hearts were filled with the noble principles that were revealed to the Prophet, peace be upon him, through the spiritual guidance of their hearts. They perceived the truth and accepted it, what was given to them, while they recognized falsehood and rejected it. They worked in the path of the former, and they steered far away from the misguidance. They came to realize and grasp the truth value of these worthly things in this dunya. In other words, he protects them from evil, both in this world and in the hereafter. In this verse, Allah enlightens us, warns us, and gives us glad tidings. He repels evil from the believers in proportion to their faith. The evil of the disbelievers, the evil whispers of the devil, the evil in their own selves, and the evil of their good deeds. All of these does Allah ward off from the true believers. When calamity falls, its burden will be lightened from them. Every believer has a share in this divine protection. Yet it varies according to one's level of faith, strong or weak. Some will receive less, some others receive more. Among the fruits of faith is that it gives peace to the believer in times of hardship And whoever so believes in Allah, Allah will guide his heart. This refers to the believer who is inflicted with hardship, who knows that it is from Allah, my life that I'm going through, and that it was written for me this way to live my life. He is satisfied with what Allah has given him, submits his will to what Allah has given him, and is pleased that this is my written destination in this life. Then the fatal blow of hardship, which loses its effect on him, because he knows that it came from Allah and that he will be rewarded for his patience and hardship. So, my sisters in Islam, from this story we understand that, of course, we pray to Allah, ask Allah to give us more and give us. This is the nature of a human. He is never happy with what he has. Like our Prophet Muhammad said that if a person has 2 valleys of gold, it will not be enough for him. He will ask for a 3rd valley of gold. And nothing will make him satisfied, only the dust when he dies that is in his belly. So from this we learn, my sisters, that a person is never happy, even if Allah has loaded him and given him and given him and given him. He just wants more and more and more, forgets that he has to be accountable and answer Allah. The more he is given, the more he has to answer. Because everything Allah will ask us, how did we spend our wealth, our money in this dunya? Did we just be greedy and we enjoyed everything, the materialistic things in this life, mansions, cars, ships, aeroplanes, you name it, and we forgot the akhirah, that we were going to stay forever. So it is good. Allah has said, ask and Allah will give. But we should not get so much obsessed with the money and the glamour and the dunyas, the shoppings, and we just go out and look at those so much expensive diamonds, gems, you name it, that we forget our death. We forget that we're going to die anywhere all of a sudden. Anyone could die. It is not written that after you enjoy your life with your wealth and your money and your mansions and your cars and everything, that after that Allah is going to send the angel of death. No. Death is always above our head. We never know when he is going to capture our last breath. So, my sisters in Islam, may Allah guide us. Ladies of today are so much obsessed in the latest fashion. They try to be the more Aryan, the more naked. They want to make their shirts cut from back, front, the more shorter, fitted clothes. These are all the devil, the Shaytaan's way of wearing. We, as a Muslim, must protect our modesty, must cover properly that any curves that a lady has does not tempt a man. Because the curves, when other man we go out shopping, wondering, when they see our curves so fitted with clothes, tight ones, makes the temptation of the man that is going past. And this is a very big sin, that we will be thrown into hellfire. Because we are taught in the ahadith that the Muslim ladies must cover properly and without showing any curves of her body. This way, when the men, we are out about, they can see we are fat, slim. It's a natural thing for a male when his eyes come upon a lady going with fitted clothes and her curves are out to make her look sexy. And this is why so many, evil things happen to sometimes the girls or ladies going around. They've been attacked and raped. And so this is only the reason that because the men, they see that, the curves or the lovely body or style of the curves. And at the end, sadly, some are killed after being raped. Some are thrown in away. They can't find their beloved ones. All this is for our benefit. Because Allah knows that this is the way Allah has created human beings, male and females. More things happen to ladies, dangerous things when they're attacked. And it's too late then, because all consequences of this, the way we dress, from the top to the bottom, the back, the front, we just want to be kind of a show-off, that the people think we're very stylish, very posh. We are going far away from the teachings of Islam for a woman. A woman is not allowed to show any part of her body except for her face. And that should also not be loaded with makeup and a lens and long eyelashes. So that is also a call from the Shaytaan to the men that are walking out and about to look at our beauty loaded with makeup. So, my sisters in Islam, we must think that our lovely bed that we sleep, our comfy, our nice beautiful bedrooms, the cozy mattresses, is only for this dunya. A few years or some years, we never know. And then all these comfy mattresses, the beautiful bedrooms will come to an end. We will be thrown into the graves. No mattress, no carpet, nothing. Only the dangerous snakes, scorpions, running about up and down on our body, cold, in that soil, and we will be left alone in that grave when they walk away. And then we start everything that we've done in this dunya. It will go reverse back, and we'll have to answer everything we did in this dunya, good and bad. Nothing will be, hidden. So, my sisters, live in this dunya the way our beloved Prophet told us, like a stranger. Every day to day, do our work, teach our children, try to make ourselves more relaxed, because these days mothers are so tensed, so an anxiety, shouting at their children for no reason. And this way, it's because the mother is the more role in her family than her husband. Screaming at her children, not giving them the right time food, or if they don't want this, they don't want that. This isn't the way for a Muslim woman. A Muslim woman, the teachings of our Prophet, is she must try to stay cool. Look at her children. What are they wanting? Try to make them they are loved, rather that they are always, shouted at. Then this is the way that the beautiful family is going to be brought up. The way a flower, we look after these beautiful roses and flowers, we put them in the water. They look so pretty. But if we chuck these lovely, beautiful flowers away at the side, they'll dry up. The beauty will go away. Because the children, they are so young. They must be loved by the parents, not shouted, not every time scolded for no reason. So, my sisters in Islam, do not get caught up in this dunya, in the beauty of the dunya, and we forget the akhirah, our akhlaq, our manners for the elderly, our love for the youngers, tolerate somebody has said something, there's a place of tolerating our Islam. We could be talked nicely rather than screaming and rather than, answering harshly. And from there it gets from bad to worse. This is all the lack of learning Islam. If we study the books of our hadith, we will find everything the way our Prophet has told us to live our lives, the daily to daily life, in a way of manners, in the way of loving, in the way of eating, sitting, going about, everything that is told us to live our lives. So if we go away, step away from our Islam, we will be all just fall into a trap of Shaytaan. We will start following the kafir, the way, oh, it's me, I'm the money maker, I'm better than you, I'm more this than you. No, you should never compare yourself with the money or the luxury or whatever Allah has blessed you with someone who is less fortunate than you. Because Allah gives and Allah takes. To Allah is that person more beloved who is humble and shares and gives and welcomes the other person so that he does not feel that he is less unfortunate and he has no value. No, this is not loved by our Allah or our Prophet Muhammad Sallam. This is all the work of the Shaytaan to make you proud and arrogant. Humbleness is the way that is told us in Islam, that the other person might be better than you in the eyes of Allah, yet he's less unfortunate. How do we know who is better in the eyes of Allah, in the sight of Allah? We should try our best so that when the last day comes, we have to leave this dunya, that we have gone with good akhlaq, with good manners and attitude, rather than ignorant that I am the money maker, I am better than you. Who are you? What are you? Fear Allah, my sisters. Fear Allah. Because these all deletes our good deeds that we have done. And as you know, these days, the good deeds are less and the bad deeds are going up high. So, my sisters in Islam, I hope you have benefited something. I wish to teach my sisters something that may benefit them in this dunya and make them ready to be accountable and answer Allah when we are in our graves. So, my sisters, until we meet again, inshallah ta'ala, I hope you like and share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for your time. Until we meet again. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah wa barakatuh.